Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently working on a moon landing. But we've got a little bit of science to do on the approach here, so let's just go ahead and grab our mystery goo observation, as well as our materials study. As soon as that happens with the animation, there we go. And then we're going to collect all of that in our experiment storage unit. And then we're going to have Bob EVA, and Bob is, of course, going to come on over and reset all this. Now, it's going to be a little interesting trying to navigate amongst the fuel tanks. There's no doubt about that, but it should not be too difficult. We'll go ahead and restore the Science Junior, and we'll open the service bay here, which, you know, is a little bit complicated in the physics of how that works. But we'll restore the Mystery Goo as well, and then we'll close this, and we will come on over here and hop back in. Excellent. Now we're going to grab another material study. There we go. We'll keep that. And then we'll have Bob EVA again. And he's going to then let go. And he's going to come on over here. Like so. And he's going to collect that data. He's going to restore it again. And now he's going to come over. And he's going to store that in this module. Perfect. And that's all of our science for In Space High complete. So at this point, we can now head on over to the maneuver node. Of course, it's going to be 256 meters per second, and that's completely fine. We'll just position for that burn like so, and then warp to next maneuver. Excellent. Hello, Moon. We're going to see you very up close and personal here. Quite soon. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do this burn at T-minus 11 seconds. We'll do our science in a little bit here. Actually, let's grab this right now. There we go. And can we collect that? Yes. Or not all items could be stored. Material study while in space high over moon already stored. That's fine. That is completely okay. So we're going to do this at T-minus 11 seconds, because it was trying to grab the experiment from the re-entry module. But we don't necessarily want that to happen. This is going to be a retrograde burn, and we will burn now. Excellent. This is, of course, in space near. And so we are able to grab these bits of science at this point. And we're just going to enter orbit here. No concerns whatsoever. Okay, let's check how this is actually looking. This is absolutely fine, I think. Well, actually, I'm going to burn slightly more. I am going to get that extra 2 meters per second. There. That's good enough. Okay. Completely fine. So let's double check the experiments that are in the experiment storage unit. So we see our in space near the moon, material study in space high, mystery goo observation while in space high, and material study while in space near. Perfect. So inside our re-entry module, we then see that there's a material study while in space high. That is ideal. We're now going to have Bob EVA again, and we're going to let go, and he's going to come on over here, like so. Open up the service bay. He's going to restore the Science Junior. And we're going to push forward a little bit here so that he can hopefully reach that mystery goo. Can you get in there, please, Bob? That's the press map barometer. Go on, Bob. There we go. There's the mystery goo. Excellent. Come on out of there. There you go. Close that service bay before you leave. Perfect. And he'll hop back in. I think I need to climb up a little bit. There we go. And then we'll grab the mystery goo observation and material study again. And once again, we're going to EVA and store those in our re-entry module. So we'll have Bob EVA. And he will let go of that. And he's going to come on over here. Hopefully not too fast. There we go. And we're going to collect that data. Yep, remove that. And we're going to restore the Science Junior. And then we're going to open up the service bay. And apparently Bob is going to get squished by the doors a little bit. I'm sure he's fine. And we're going to collect the data from the Mystery Goo Containment Unit, and then we're going to restore that. We're going to close the service bay, and over we go. We're going to store those in our re-entry module. Excellent. Get a little further up. There we go. So, I mean, technically we could get a little bit more in space near, but I don't care. I usually leave the threshold at 1 science. Okay, so at this point we need to figure out where we're going to be landing on this thing. So we know that we need to get a moonstone, right? So that, I believe, has a specific location that we need to be at. Let's hop back to the Space Center and check, and we'll also see if there's any other contracts that we can get done as we're doing this. So let's see what's available here. This is very dark indeed. I think that this didn't load quite as it was supposed to. Okay, here's mission control. And let's see. Not a whole lot in here that I'm actually interested in doing at this exact moment. Moonstones are in Highlands, Midlands, or Northeast Basin. Okay. That should be pretty easy to do. Luckily, I know where all of these things are. The tracking station's over here. That's very awkward indeed. But we're going to hop back to the lander. We now know that we need to be probably Highlands or Midlands, so just don't land in a crater, right? That's pretty much what that boils down to. So we're going to wait until we are around the periapsis, and we're probably going to land maybe around here. So this would be something along the lines of this. Maybe like here. Now we're going to have to re-evaluate that once we are over here, because this will orbit while we are... or rather, this will revolve underneath our maneuver node while we are positioning this. See, you can see it's drifting that way. And that's okay. We'll just re-evaluate this once we get to our periapsis, or very close to it. Farside crater, yep, that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and reposition that node. We're going to warp ahead a couple more minutes, and we're going to have to reposition that again, but that's okay. So something along the lines of this. And I'm mostly only using this node for timing. We're going to be burning surface retrograde. We know that this burn time is going to be 39 seconds, so we're going to want to burn this at T minus 19.5 seconds. So that's fine. And we'll just use this as timing guidance. We are currently over lowlands. We need midlands or highlands. Okay, so this isn't going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this, and we're just going to continue to advance here. Because, yeah, this is definitely lowlands. We may have to adjust our inclination. I mean, our inclination is a little bit wacky, but we'll see what biomes we hit in this. This is Midlands. This is Midland craters here. We can actually grab an EVA report here, and that's something I'm interested in doing. We'll grab that EVA report. And let's see what else we've got. Midland craters. This is Midlands here. But we're about to enter the crater here. So this isn't an ideal location to come down. Yeah, that's the East crater. We can grab an EVA report, and we may as well. There we go. And I guess we'll continue warping around and see what other EVA reports we've got, as well as what our options are. I don't want to land in the Terminator over here, but this is definitely Midlands and Highlands. Over this way. Yeah, we may have to adjust our inclination. We've got the DV to make that happen. It's not an issue. East Farside Crater. We'll grab an EVA report. There we go. What else? There's some Highlands and Midlands in the dark side over here. I'm hoping that we run into some Midlands on the other side of this crater. but I don't think we will. There's the moon's far side crater. We'll EVA that. And we'll grab that. Excellent. I usually like to land in a crater, but we have a contract to land in Midlands. This is technically Highlands here. Interesting. How big are these Highlands? Midlands. And then that's Lowlands. Okay. Looks good to me. So we're going to warp around to here. Boom. And then at the periapsis, or very close to it, we're going to do a node to do something like this. Something along these lines. And I want to burn it perhaps here. We'll go ahead and warp here. Excellent. So this is a 39-second burn again. So we want to burn at T-minus 19.5 minutes. We want to be positioned surface retrograde. And we'll go ahead and do this burn momentarily. We're going to go down. This is going to be basically this whole tank. And here we go on the burn. Excellent. I want to check that we're not going to be landing anywhere too rough. We've got the DV to kind of pick and choose where we land. So that's great. We'll position somewhere like... Here's okay-ish. I'm a little concerned about this crater that's basically right under us. Okay, as we begin to fall here, let's go ahead and take a look at where our projected landing zone is. That's actually, I think, reasonably fine. And it's just because this is Highlands and we can pick up the Moonstone, right? But there's our world first on entering into suborbital spaceflight above the moon. I'm interested in popping up Flight Engineer at this point. Okay. Now, of course, I'm not going to be using these suicide burn markers. That's not a thing that I like to do. What I am going to do is I'm going to use our last little bit of DV here to try to push this node into getting rid of our last bit of velocity over land. There we go. And I'm just trying to determine which direction I want to actually burn this. I think this way. A tiny amount. Like that. How's that heading for retrograde? That looks reasonably solid. Okay. We can look at our surface in here, and we can see our horizontal speed is currently about 1.5 meters per second. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I'm just going to quick save here, because I'm always paranoid. And we're going to head on in to about, let's see, T-minus 2 minutes there. What's our landing time? Our landing time is in 3 minutes. So I'm going to go to here. About half that time. Excellent. There we go. And I'm going to burn off the remainder of this tank. There we go. Basically nothing there. And we will go ahead and separate that. Fantastic. So according to this, we need to suicide burn very, very shortly. And I'm going to trust it. This may be a mistake, but I'm going to go ahead and extend our landing legs. And according to this, we should suicide burn right... I'm going to suicide burn 1 second early. Because I'm paranoid. And we've got plenty of Delta V. Okay, that suicide burn countdown is going up. That is a good sign. That is a really, really good sign. I'm going to take it up to 5 seconds, and then we will let it fall again. It's not the most efficient, but we have so much DV that I don't care. So we'll just decelerate a bit. We should definitely be in radar altitude mode. Currently up to 4 seconds on the suicide burn countdown. And make that 5. Okay, we'll go ahead and drop again until 1 second. There we go. Once again, I'm burning a little early, but I would rather be safe than sorry. Impact time is currently coming down. That will likely change. Basically, the moment I see that start coming up... Actually, I'm going to stop the suicide burn right now. It's not a suicide burn. But I'm going to go ahead and stop that burn. There we go. And I'm just going to keep it between like 1 and 5 seconds. There we go. And pretty soon I'm just going to start doing this manually. We're moving pretty slow at this point. All is looking good. This is not a particularly rough region. I'm pretty happy about this location. Excellent. Let's go ahead and decelerate down to... Actually, let's keep burning here. We're only 1 kilometer above the surface. Let's keep it going. Down to around 10 meters per second. There we go. And I'm just going to gently burn here. And let's just start slowly reducing this amount. There we go. Rather, our speed. Just a very gentle burn. This is not the most efficient way to do it, but it is a safe way to do it, and we have so much DV that it's completely fine. We don't need Flight Engineer to be open anymore. I can do this completely manually at this point. I mean, I could anyway, but those timings are sometimes helpful. Usually not, in my experience, but sometimes helpful. Okay, we're about 300 meters above the surface right now. I'm going to rotate a little bit, because I'm a little... I don't think we're actually going to hurt that, but I'm going to rotate a little bit here. There we go. All looks good. We're now about 150 meters above the surface. I'm going to increase our deceleration. We're going to go on to Stability Assist at this point. Currently moving around 6 meters per second, increasing our deceleration a little bit more. And here we go. We have touchdown. Excellent. There's our world first milestone. We have landed on the surface of the moon. Hello, Kerbal. We're coming back to you, but not quite yet. We've got some work to do here. So first things first, let's grab our science. We're going to grab a crew report, temperature scan, atmospheric pressure scan, mystery goo observation, and materials study. There we go. We're going to collect everything that we can. Not everything can be collected, and that's okay. Then we're going to have Bob EVA. He's going to grab an EVA report and a surface sample. He's also going to let go here, and he's going to drop. And he is going to restore the Science Junior, and he's going to open the service bay. He's going to hop down to the ground. Turn on his jetpack. And this always gets interesting on the moon. Gravity's a little high here to get this stuff done. Oop. That's an interesting sticky spot there. Okay. Yeah, we've definitely got some sticky feeling stuff going on here. Okay. We're going to actually go over to the other side. The mystery goo is over here. So we're going to hop over here. And up we go. And we're going to restore that. Perfect. And now that we no longer need to be in this area, we can close the service bay and look for the hatch, which I believe is over here. Yeah. Okay. Up we go. They've definitely changed the feel of the EVA packs on the moon. There's no doubt about that. But that's fine. We'll hop on in. And that, of course, allows us to get another mystery goo observation and another materials study. We will collect what we can, including the surface sample. Yes, we'll keep that. We'll collect what we can, including the surface sample. Not everything can be moved, and that's fine. So now we're going to have Bob EVA again. And he's going to grab another surface sample. And he's going to jump on down over here, collect the data from the Science Junior, restore that, open up the service bay, turn on his jetpack, and he is going to come on over this way. Excellent. And he's going to collect the data from the Mystery Goo Containment Unit and restore that. There we go. Close those service bay doors. He's going to get squished a little bit, apparently, but that's fine. He will make his way on over here. And... Oop, did not manage to grab on there. There we go. I want you to grab, not climb. There we go. Hop on in. Perfect. Now we can grab another Mystery Goo observation and material study, but that will have to remain where it's at. And that's okay. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll collect everything that we can, but I don't expect that anything will be collected here. Perfect. We'll go ahead and close the Science Junior doors. And we've now done the science work that we needed to do here. However... Oh yeah, we've walked on the surface of the moon. That's a thing we've done too. However, we do need... Oh, from space around Kerbal. Yeah, that's something we could do immediately, but we'll come back to that one. We still need to plant a flag, and we still need to grab a moonstone, and we still need to put out these cargo storage units. Now, I believe these photovoltaic panels are... Yeah, they're more efficient if they're put out by engineers. Whereas the experiment control unit, I don't think it matters who deploys that. But we'll go ahead and have Bill be the one to EVA. And he currently has both of these. Wait, is this an empty inventory slot? I'm confused. What is this part? This is a cargo part that can be placed inside inventories. Yeah, that's a personal parachute. Oh, that's his EVA jetpack. Okay, so for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to store his EVA jetpack in the crew hatch. Because he doesn't need the... Or, not the jetpack, the parachute in the crew hatch. And he is going to then pick up the... Oh. That's different. You can no longer carry a photovoltaic panel and have the jetpack? That is very different. Because apparently... Yeah, that's the packed volume of 17 liters. Huh. That changes things. I mean, it makes some sense, to be sure. I guess we're just going to have to go for a walk. And we can only carry one of these at a time. Oh my. Well, that is definitely going to take a little bit longer. Well, we'll just jump our way down, I guess. And we'll have to go for a walk. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick save here in case something goes terribly wrong. And let's... No, I want physics warp here. Let's physics warp. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's not do that. Thank you very much. That's just waggling. This is something I might have to do off camera then. And we'll have to search for moonstones. We'll have to search for moonstones separately, I guess. But we can have this guy plant a flag somewhere. Wait, oh yeah, plant a flag. And we'll have him plant the flag where he puts the equipment, which I think is just going to be like up at the top of this hill. But that is definitely going to take a little while to do. Fair enough. I'm wondering if that's a moonstone there. I think it might be. I kind of want to hop back over here and have Bob EVA. Now, Bob does still have his jetpack. So we're going to have him let go. And If he remembers that he can use his jetpack. There we go. We're going to have him come on over here and take a look. I think this is a moonstone. And if it is, then we'll just grab that quick. And I'll set up our station, at least partially, off camera, I think, because that's going to take a while. Are you a moonstone? You look like you could be a moonstone. Let's see. Pick up moonstone. Perfect. Does that go in the inventory too? No, that's just an experiment. Okay, so there's our moonstone, and we're going to have to bring that back with us. Wonderful. So we'll just bring Bob on back, and we'll have Bill set up our base, I think, off camera a little bit. Because it's definitely going to take a lot longer to set that base up when we're not able to use our jetpack at the same time. There's no doubt about that. Okay, gonna need to brake here soon. There we go. And let's just get Bob back inside. He climbed it instead of grabbing it. Okay, perfect. There we go. Bob's back in, so we now have the moonstone. And all we need to do now is plant the flag, which, I mean, maybe we should just do it here. Let's take a look at deploying this. Yeah, this should actually be fine. We'll deploy our solar panel here. Excellent. And we'll go ahead and drop a flag here. That will get that contract complete. Wonderful. How are we planning to get him back in? We're going to have somebody else bring him his jetpack to get him back in. Yeah, that's going to have to be a thing. That is a thing that we can do. So just to prove that that works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over here. We're going to have Bob EVA. And Bob is going to go in here. He's going to drop his parachute like that. Oh, he can't do it? Wait a second. How is this supposed to work then, if he can't carry 2 jetpacks? He should be able to. Except that it's too much weight. It's not the volume, it's the weight. I'm gonna have to think about this then. How are we supposed to deploy these if we can't do jetpacks? We're supposed to be able to just have ladders going down, I guess? But that is a big, big change. I'm wondering if different Kerbals have different capacities? What's Jeb's at? Exactly the same. So Jeb also would not be able to carry a second jetpack. And we can't just dump the jetpack on the ground, apparently. So how are we supposed to ferry these parts around in situations where we need to use jetpacks? I gotta say, I'm not a fan of this change. I don't like it. I get shuffling parts around, but you have to be able to carry a second jetpack, or at the very least dump one onto the ground. Like, just be able to drop it onto the ground so that the Kerbal on the ground can pick it up. Huh. I mean, I suppose we could check to see if there is something in the console window. I kinda doubt it. I kinda doubt that there's anything like that in here. Kerbals. Create. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. I don't think there's anything in here like that. So the question then becomes... This shouldn't be a thing that a mod is interfering with. I don't have any gameplay changing mods. So this is a stock thing. And the question is, how exactly are we supposed to give this guy a jetpack? Any way we slice it, we are always going to have a Kerbal on the ground, right? Because if we let go here, and we turn on Jebediah's jetpack, which we don't want Jebediah to be stuck here, but I just want to come over here and check quick. So Bill has an empty inventory, right? Yes, Bill has an empty inventory, and we can pass the jetpack over like that. But now Jeb is stuck, because we can't get another jetpack down to the ground. This is, in my opinion, a very, very poorly thought out change. I get what they were going for. But even so, you have to be able to hold a second jetpack for this to work. Because otherwise, you have to drop your jetpack, and then how do you get your Kerbal back in if you don't have a ladder system, which is not necessarily a viable system depending on your lander. Like, in this situation, where exactly are we going to put the ladder, right? I mean, you could do like an extendable ladder down here, but it would just be super awkward. It's so much easier if we can just use jetpacks. I mean, we've planted the flag on the moon, sure. I mean, maybe we have to leave Bill here. Maybe. But that absolutely should not be a thing, in my opinion. I do not like this change. I would be okay with it, to be clear, if there was a system in place for either having a second jetpack in the Kerbal's inventory, or if you were able to dump parts from up here onto the ground. Either of those would work. So if you were able to like toss this to the ground and then toss the jetpack after, that would be fine. That would be completely fine. But as it is, the fact that you can only carry the one jetpack means that this is a really awkward situation. One that I definitely had no way of anticipating until I experienced this situation. Now, we can adjust this in the future, right? That's definitely something that we can do. We can adjust this lander. But I kind of think that Bill has to stay. We can shuffle Kerbals around, and we can get all this deployed, but one Kerbal is going to be required to stay here, unless... That's quite a jump. Do you think we can manage to jump in? Maybe, but this is still way more awkward than it needs to be, in my opinion. Take like a running leap here. That was a little early on the running leap. Okay. But even so, we do something like this. That's basically straight up. And we have no way to change our attitude on that. So we have to do a running leap. And it needs to be somewhere like here. And then just like mash that F button. I mean, that works. It's super awkward. Okay, well, that is an option. So he's not going to be stuck here. But, yeah, that's going to be very, very awkward indeed. So we can leave the jetpack here, and then he can go deploy this photovoltaic panel. But yeah, I think I'm going to do this on camera. I'm going to quick save here. Cannot quick save while about to crash. Okay, now I'm going to quick save. And we're going to try physics warping. That was a time warp. And that's why I quick saved. Yeah, that's definitely not what we were going for. I was going for a physics warp. That was the persistent save. I hope that was the right one. That may not be the right save. We'll see. We should have Bill Kerman on the moon. Okay, yep. Go ahead and fly that. So I guess we'll just get this set up this episode and we'll head back next episode. This is definitely manageable, but it's awkward. I guess we'll have to change our lander design. It's not ideal in terms of game mechanics, but it's okay, ultimately. And I want to physics warp here, thank you very much. And it immediately drops our warp back. So we can't physics warp while walking. Yeah, I think that this is just an objective downgrade in terms of playability while setting these things up. So I am opposed to this change. It's manageable, but I don't like it. So we'll set up ourselves another photovoltaic panel over here. And here should be fine. And we'll make our way back. This is so much more tedious than it was before this change. Okay, Bill. I hope you brought your jumping shoes. Because we're going to need to jump relatively soon here. Not yet. It's too early to jump now. About... I think we should be good now. Okay. We missed a little bit. Like I said, this is so much more tedious. Yes, it would be better if we had set up ladders on our lander, but that was never needed before. It was just dead weight. So I didn't include any. Okay. This location is awkward, but I think we can make it from here. Yes. Yes, we can. Okay, so we're going to grab the experiment control unit now. There we go. And we're going to head on over. Unfortunately, we can't physics warp this walk either. Which is another thing that I would very much enjoy being able to do. Actually, we may be able to... It may have been X Science that was stopping us from physics warping. I'm going to quick save here. Quick save. And we'll try a physics warp. Yeah, it was X Science. So that's better. Hopefully, our lander doesn't explode behind us while we're doing this. Okay, so here we are, and our lander appears to be okay. And we're going to go ahead and drop off our control station right there. And that is the beginnings of our experimental base. Excellent. So yeah, I mean, I get what they were going for with this, I guess, but I feel like this, in terms of playability, is just a complete downgrade. It's the opposite of a quality of life change. And that is the sort of change that I tend to be opposed to, even if it's like, for the sake of realism, I would, in games, I would prefer quality of life over realism. If you want to have that ultra realism, make it be an optional thing. Right? Because, like, it can be a mod, it can be a difficulty option. That's all completely fine. Now, one thing I do want to actually make sure is that Bob gets that EVA jetpack back. And, wait, this is Bob. We wanted Bill to get that EVA jetpack back. So we'll get Bill out. He takes his EVA jetpack. And he will also grab his parachute. There we go. And then we are ready to head back at this point. I just want to double check contracts. Yep. Looks good. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm not generally in favor of quality of life changes for the sake of realism. Like, reducing quality of life for the sake of realism. That can be an optional thing. However, that's enough ranting about that. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are returning to Kerbal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.